Hey guys, Anthony, 4x4 Diesel. We're just fitting up a Kaon stainless steel table that goes on the rear door. You've probably seen and heard about them before. If you haven't, check this out, and we're going to do a bit of an install video. It's really easy to install, barely even worth doing a video on, but we'll just quickly go through the basic steps of installing that, I suppose, to show you how easy it is. So we've got the table over there ready to go, the brackets. Had a quick read of the instructions that come with it. The tools you need is an Allen key. I don't even know what size it is. I think it was about a 4 or 5 mil. I'll let you know later on at the end. A little 8 mil driver as well of sorts. We just got it in the impact driver and the drills there ready to go with. Asking for a 3 mil drill bit. Our 3 mil was missing, so I grabbed one of the spares out of the kit. So we're going to get that table onto this rear door. The first step is getting those two brackets that are sitting on the step there and lining those up each side of these two storage containers with approximately 3mm gap. And normally I'd mark the holes and drill them, but I'm going to mark them with a drill bit. Okay, so I'm going to drill the top hole and then put that screw in to hold it in place and have a fiddle around, and then we'll drill the other 3 holes and gently put those screws in. They've got quite a coarse thread. They're not going to pull out, but of course it's plastic. If you do over tighten them crazy, you're probably going to pull them out, and then it's going to be a bit harder for you. You'll need bigger screws. So just take it easy on those. We'll go ahead and get these brackets mounted. So crazy as it might sound, first thing I'm going to do is get down here at the right level, hold the bracket so it's surrounding that trim. Look, this is the part where you've probably got to take the most care to make sure you get it right. I'm not sure how much tolerance there is with this table. We're going from the edge of the inner or the outer, the gap. It's a bit of a hard one because it's a rounded edge, so that's why the holes are elongated, so you can make a little adjustment. So 3 mil, yeah, I'm not too sure, but you want to make sure you can still get this door open. So I reckon that looks pretty good, and by design I don't think it's going to matter too much. So we're gonna, well, you need to have your door open all the way first. That didn't work out, did it? As soon as I put a bit of pressure on the door to make sure I was holding it stiff, the door pushed all the way. I didn't put a lot of pressure, but it was enough. So starting from scratch again, lining that up around there, trying to get all the gaps right. Yep, I think that's it. I think we're right. Famous last words. So drilling the middle of the hole. Right, simple as that. Get one of our little crazy tech screws. I'll show you what they look like actually. So that's what it is, just like that with an 8mm head. So I'm just going to sit that in the holes the easiest way. I'm not going to hit this hard, so don't be confused and think that we're going crazy here. We're just going, just really, it's loose still, haven't even, might suit you better if I go and get a little hand screwdriver thing, if you know what I mean. I will go and do that. I'll grab another tool. This is good, but we'll grab another one to show you a better way to do it. I have to apologise for being a bit low. I didn't realise, I had the storage container in the picture, but not the top. But you know how to drill a hole in the middle of a hole. So line it up, 3 mil, drill a hole in the middle, put your tech screw in, check all your distances. It says 3 mil, so we've got that about right. So we're going to drill the middle of the hole again, right? Always the middle. That's going to allow for a bit of adjustment either way if it needs to happen. I'm tipping it won't though, right? So there's 3 holes drilled. This is the sort of tool you probably want to see me use, something like that. Right, so we've got those 2. We can do things the old slow way. Or we can just not muck around. The key is not over tightening. You over tighten, you're going to wreck the job, right? You're going to pull the plastic out of the trim. Not that hard not to do, but patience and care. If you haven't got a good finger, don't do what I just did. Just use this little tool and just go. Right, you just want to, when you feel it, that's it, right? I think I almost trust my hand on that impact driver better because I've been doing that for a long time. Right, so just till they're in, and as soon as you feel them to just start to go a little bit tighter, that is it, okay? You could probably go a bit more, and that plastic, it might even pull in over time, but look, it's not coming undone. They're into plastic, they're not coming undone, there's no need to make them tight, okay? So now we're gonna go and repeat that at the other side of the trim. All right, so same deal over here. Got the door pushed all the way open this time. So open the door and lock it. Just line it up. Like said, about 3 mil is the story. Drill the center of the hole. I'm going to drill left-handed this time. Drill the center of the hole, then you've got room for adjustment if needed. Right. Right, one little hole. Just take that off the door for a minute. Sit the screw in the hole. Tool on the screw. Alright, I'm just going to do it by hand. Just tight enough so this isn't swinging around, scratching the trim sort of thing. And enough that we can still just adjust it a little bit to get our 3 mil. I assume both at the top and the side. Right, so that looks really good. Center of the hole, that way it's going to give us about 3 mil either way. If you want, you can do one hole at a time and put your screw in. Never done one of these before. I mean, other than putting on the 120. So we've got one on the 120. And some of these products you just can't live without, right? Once you've had them, you get addicted to it, so be careful. They are really good. And once you've had it, you can't go back. All right, a bit like, I'll tell you what, I might even do a post to list my favourite 4x4 accessories and stuff, because, yeah, you know, once you've had a stainless steel rear table from Kaon, you're not going to have anything else. It's a bit like the storage system from JPH. Custom-made storage system, you know, whatever you want to suit your needs. So it's going to be good because you know, depending, everyone's needs are different. How many people, what sort of gear you need to fit in, whether it's bags or whether it's more food or whatever, you know. Like I said, this is a, you know, take your care. As soon as it sort of starts to feel tight, this one's got a bit of a curve on it, so it just pull in a little bit. So it's a bit confusing. It kind of gets tight, but it's not tight. So I'm trying to be careful here. I think I did the right thing going a little bit more, but like I said, less is probably better. Simply because once you wreck it, not good. It's going to make it harder. You might have to pull the trim off and put nuts, different bolts and nuts. So it's all doable. This trim, I'm sure, would be just as strong with all the 14, 16 clips, same as on the 120s. So next step is, I think we've got to sit the table in place, so we'll do that. Okay, so we've got the brackets on. Next step is to put the table on. What I've done, it's got a protective plastic coating on it, like stainless steel does. I've just gone around and peeled all the edges, the sides and the back, so that, okay, I could have just peeled it all off, I suppose, but look, the bottom's still on there. We'll peel that off last, like the big reveal. Anyway, what I've done is I've set that bolt, if you have a look over there, I've set the bolt in place and the washer. So the table goes on the outside of the brackets and there's a washer that goes in between the table and the brackets. So sit one of the bolts in and a washer. That way you can sit it in place at one side while you go to the other side, put the other bolt in. So we'll go ahead and do that. Righty, tighty. Okay. So. Okay, so that's one in. Technically you can let it go, it's not going to go anywhere. That's my theory anyway, we'll see how that works out. Then remember, the table goes on the outside. We need a bolt and a washer in between, okay, we said. So get the bolt and the washer ready, because probably better even to put the string on. It's probably good if you've got a helper. Okay, but let's just see, we've got one person here. Use the force, Luke, use the force. That's what we're going to do. So I think sit the bolt in place and the washer, so it's just the bolt's just a little bit through, and then Bada boom, bada bing. Let me make sure we got it right. Now the wash, what do I do? I put the washer on. Yeah, no, that's right. That's cool. So the table's just sitting there. So what we'll do now, we'll go ahead and we'll start putting the string through. It's like an M for McDonald's, right? Up, down, right? So it's easy. Just think McDonald's, right? Up, down, right, up. I don't know if you can see that, you know. I was showing you how to put the table and not thread the string, but we're still rolling. At least then I can let the table go momentarily. Okay, I haven't adjusted it right. Let me see if you can see what's going on. Yeah, you just saw what I did. That's awesome. Keep watching. So we'll get the nut. Where are the nuts going? They are nylocks, so you don't need to over tighten them. You want them tight enough that you can just move the table up and down. It's probably good if it creates a little bit of resistance, because that'll assist putting less pressure on the strings, yeah? If you know what I mean, if you got them a little bit tight, okay? So we just got them started. What I'm going to do is start the other string. Right. Down. Well, I don't know if this is right, but this is the way I'm doing it. Up, down, okay? So went in. Did I do that right? No, it was meant to go, no, I think it was meant to go in from underneath. So see, I buggered it up. So I'll pull that back out. Okay, up from underneath. If I got it right the first time, I'm assuming that's right. Okay, there is a diagram. The diagram shows it coming in from the end, so I think we've got it right now. So it wouldn't really matter. You can always change it anyway. This is so simple, you know. Line it up, drill 4 holes, put the screws in. Right. Like I said, I haven't adjusted it yet. We can give it a bit of a tweak now. You know, why not? Get it up to level. You can get your level out if you like, but the problem you got is when you park your car, depending which way you park your car, how level it's going to be. So I wouldn't worry too much about being, you know, spot on level kind of thing, if you know what I mean. So let's do a bit of a visual, because the string's going to stretch a little bit. Oh look, you know what? We'll give it a little bit more, just a bees. I think it came a little bit loose again. Right, but anyway, you get the drift, right? Bang, up it goes. That's pretty good. It can probably go up a bit more, but now it's holding it in place at least. Try and get the tension about even, maybe a little bit more at this end as well. Good system, it grips really well. You'd think you need to tie it off, you certainly don't. Yeah, that looks pretty good, right? Now we're just going to nip it up. You know me and my power tools, so that's what we're going to use. That's what we've got ready. Okay, it's a nylock, so it appears that we're putting a lot of pressure, but we're not. It's only just taking up the slack. You see that? Beautiful. Same at this end. Oh, put the spanner on. You could almost go all the way in and then just back it off a little bit. It's not going to matter. Like I said, nylock, it's like a rubber thing that locks it, so it's not going to come undone. Right, and the washer's in between so that it can go up and down. So that's almost done. We're not quite done. I want to give it a little bit more. Like I said, I don't mind giving it a bit of resistance so that if it's tight, it's not going to slam and fall down as quick either. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a bit more. I don't see any downside to making it a little bit tighter. Right. My little Allen keeps wanting to stay there. So if you know what I mean, it's kind of like a replacement of a gas strut. By having them tight, you can, you know, it's not that tight that it, you know what I mean, it still goes up, but I suppose, look, it's not going to fall and go bang and stress the cords out. And of course, falling hard is going to yank on here harder, and over time, if it was falling all the time, perhaps that'll affect the mounting points. I'm not sure. But at this point, look, you see it's not falling, and even if it was to go, not too bad. So that's awesome. What I'm going to do now is pull the plastic off, because we're just going to put these, they've upgraded these tables. I don't know if you've seen it. I did talk about it in another video. I hate pulling this plastic stuff off. It's a real sticky mess, really. Let's see how easy. I'm going to make a mess of it. I should, you know, stop the video and clean it all up, make it look good for you. Okay, make it look good. It's coming off all right though, so not too bad. It's a slow process, I've got to say, you know. Okay, come on, around the corner. So look, there's no point you watching this. I'll get the plastic off, and we're nearly done. Okay, so now we've got it to that point. I'm going to put these little lugs on, which I haven't looked at. What do the instructions say? Oh look, I haven't even found that part really, but what I'd like to do is, oops, drop one. I'll go find that back in a sec. Basically, these go on the outside, so that goes this side. Same thing, plastic, so no need to over tighten it, just till you feel it. So that's it. You don't even need to go a little bit more. Basically, you know, just a little bit, just till it takes up the slack. And okay, so now that we've got those in place, back to what we were doing before that we still haven't finished, and that was to get the plastic off. And it's really hard to get off, but I can tell you this is the order to do it. Peel the plastic off, put those on, and then you can sort of, you've got something to pull against because it's quite strong. Probably work better if you went long ways, yeah? So let's do that. Look at that. The reveal, the big reveal. How do you like that, mate?
Wow.
Awesome, yeah? How good's that? It's a bit grubby because I've got dirty hands from handling the stainless and whatever, but bloody fantastic. Now you just need to be careful of what I've done here, because I was knocking around. Oh yeah, of course you've got to undo the other one to pull the table down, so really easy to remember how to use it. These all sort of settle in and end up going, you just want to make sure they go in when you close it, like that. Happy days, that's how to install it. Fantastic. Now let's just check and make sure we can open all our boxes and stuff. So open. Can we take that out? Yeah, we can even take that out, so I haven't got anything in there yet. Not that you would need to take that out anyway. Normally you just grab what you wanted out of there, wouldn't you? I kind of like the 120 better, I think, because we've got that door storage there. And of course this side's got the tools in there. There we go. Bloody beautiful. Thanks for watching. If you haven't, hit the subscribe button. We're going to show you some awesome products, installation videos, and all the usual information we do for your 4x4 and your diesel, petrol, and anything you got that might help. So subscribe and turn notifications on if you haven't already. Thanks for watching. See ya.